How are you finding your approach to the markets before you found Motion Trader?
I was a bit haphazard. Sometimes I would buy, wouldn't really know when to sell. Sometimes I wouldn't buy. I thought I'd left it too late or too early or whatever it might be. So inconsistent, I guess, and haphazard was what the previous approach was.
And did you find Motion Trader was able to help with all of that?
Oh, 100%, yeah, definitely. It sets it's very precise indicators of when to buy and very precise instructions at point in time at which to sell. So yeah, it takes away all that discretion and vagueness around what you should be doing and just tells you exactly what to do for each particular stock. So it's very easy, I think, for me. It takes all the guesswork out of it. It takes all the analysis time that you'd otherwise have to do to look at these stocks. I just look at the signals on the day, see if I've got any money, and if I have, then I buy some more stock. It just makes it easy. It makes it really, really easy.
It's a straightforward approach which has been used for a long time. And
I think that's what's good. That's what's good about it, because then you're not relying on these unusual sort of chart patterns, cup and handles, and head and shoulders, and all this sort of stuff. It's very clear, very simple system. You could describe it to anybody, and you can apply it to any chart. There's no sort of judgment or guesswork about it.
Yeah. Well, the key to it all is to make it repeatable and take the day-to-day discretion out of it.
A lot of the tipping services, when they advertise themselves, they talk about the one or two winners. They don't talk about the entire portfolio that hasn't always done as well. There's the one or two that have gone up 300-400% or whatever it is, but that's not necessarily the result of the entire portfolio. Whereas with the quant trader system, that's why I like it. It's so simple. You get the signals to buy. You have the stop loss when you sell. Doesn't take much time to manage, and it's backtested. It's consistent. It's algorithmic. It deals with different market conditions, and I really like the style and the offer.
Yeah. It's I know what you mean about some of the marketing for some other services. If you put $5,000 on this stock, you'd now have whatever it may be. As we know, it's more than a single stock portfolio. Like, how do you pick that one stock? Because we know these services have more than one recommendation. So then to be talking about the one stock, it's I don't know, it doesn't really work out. So I prefer like I like to be able to back test stuff. Like as you were saying, it's you can learn more in an afternoon than you can learn in a year of trial and error. Is there anything about Motion Trader that stood out to you or stands out to you?
I think it's just, for me, it's the knowledge that if you follow that system, you will make money out of it based on the back test, which is much harder to do much harder to see with other services where they don't have that same rigor around the back testing and the approach that's been taken. So there's no cherry picking with the Motion Trader system. You know exactly what it's going to do for you because we've seen it in the past.
Yeah. That's why I try to give that transparency. I think the transparency is so important for confidence. If you're not confident in it's very easy to follow something when the market's going up and you're making money. A lot harder to follow it when the volatility kicks in, your portfolio is giving money back. And that's the whole point behind transparency and really opening up, explaining why does the signal get generated? Why does an exit happen? I want people to understand it, because when you understand something and you can see how it works, then you might have the confidence to stick with it. But if you're just going off, someone else's discretion or gut feel or black box system, I think it's going to be a real challenge to see it through. And unless you can stick to something through the cycle, it's probably just not going to have the longevity to see you perform well over time.
Yeah, and then I think the other thing that's good about it is you're very open about what the system actually is. So it's not like there's not any secrets. It's not like it's these signals that, as you say, they're not being generated out of some complex black box. There's no discretion about it. It's very simple. If it hits these criteria, you get a signal to buy, and the stop loss is set at this level for that reason, and that's it. So there's no discretion there. It's not overly complex. It's sort of quite simple in terms of how it works. It just and it just has worked for a number of years because of the back testing that you've done. So you can obviously expect that to continue into the future.